Lutz, and I'm here on the front lines in the battle against the deep state, the cabal, the Illuminonkeys, and all those that wish to do really bad things to all humanity for their own silly reasons. Well, welcome. This is the day after Christmas for me. Probably, maybe still Christmas for you. At least we had a nice period here. We had Kim's letter that came out, which was a gift. And we have also this news about Judge Dalton. You know, we heard about that too. He's been removed, and then the next, whoever else is in the way, they all get to be moved aside. We can look still. I don't know if people have noticed. There's a lot of resignations still happening in the military. Generals are stepping down. We have people in the business world stepping down. So there is a lot happening. Just there's so much of it, and there's in regards to us alternative media sources, or we are the news now. I don't know if you hear that, but that's a gecko deciding to express his sovereignty, as Tui would say. Oh, yes, so he's done now. So sometimes I get in a talking contest with them, and because they'll exaggerate their whatever their call is, right? And it's like toke, toke, right? And I can get them to kind of like get into a back and forth for a little while. So it's kind of interesting. But anyway, I do have another benefit of living where I do. There's plenty of life all around. There's many different kind of birds. Lizards are at least half a dozen types of lizards around where I'm at. Some are small, some are big. All to keep down on the insect population, which is also very big, with some very interesting large insects. Even there was my wife called me out to the garden area, and there was caterpillars that were on one of the trees, and they were as thick as my finger and about as long. So those were going to be some massive butterflies. She just didn't know exactly what it was. They were so huge. Did take some photos. I said maybe I could bring them up. So anyway, we're on. This is going to be slow news time frame, right? Because all of the politicians are gone. I guess Trump did get to go down to his new home in Florida. He's left the craziness of the anti-business area of New York. Right? Really funny how all the states that decide to go socialist, end up with poverty, right? And then want to blame the rich people for leaving. It's stupidity, really. For the people to act that way, to think that it's the rich people are the problem, when it's the people that are choosing to bring in politicians, promising them stupid things, right? Things that are free, and from that you're going to end up destroying your area. Now, I left California quite a while ago. And now we hear about all of the mess that was there. When I left, it was turning brown, right? The whole center of the state was being decimated by lack of water for no reason. They literally channeled fresh water out into the oceans rather than giving it to the farmers. That's how insane it is. It's purposeful. Right? It's purposeful to basically get rid of all of those family farmers from the Central Valley of California. The different plans have been going on behind the scenes. You want to talk about conspiracy, right? Because they wanted to create a conspiracy theorist as a slant against someone. to say, hey, you're a conspiracy theorist, and this is a bad thing. Okay. Well, who created that? Were the people creating the actual conspiracies, right? This worldwide cabal. They manage the herd by giving us these words to go by. This identity politics that they basically slap a word on it. That's your badge, and now that's who you are. Doesn't matter anything else except that badge. Racist. You know, it's very funny. Seeing all these white people claim other people are racist. It's just an odd thing, right? They want to be not racist, so the only way they can be not racist is to claim that every other white person is. It's really a sickness of the mind. Right? Just think that one word will then define everybody. If you look into any history at all, at the history of Trump, you will not find any racism. Sure, yeah, I'm sure you could find, people saying stupid things once in a while, but overall, when people do things, Trump included, in their past, it's not because that's who they are now. It might be who they were, or might not. It may be, even though something that would be considered racist today was not considered racist, 50 years ago. But look at all the people that are the champions of, and we'll take Black Americans as the ones that were basically claiming racism, right? We'll not say that there wasn't racism in America. We're not talking about that. But these champions who turned it into a business for themselves. And with that, they hobnobbed with Trump, and they gave awards to him and patted him on the back. Trump hired so many African Americans, Black Americans. I find it really weird to call them African Americans. I do. I feel, I just say Americans is the best way, and I say, well, who are have more pigment, melanin in their pigment. I mean, it's really strange. But okay, let's just say Black Americans, and that Trump had hired a lot of Black Americans, may put them in charge of things. He's put gay people in charge of his different businesses. I think a casino, right? One of his casinos. But and throughout his whole business experience, you can't point at anything he's done and really say, "Hey, he's a racist." But now all they got to do is bring out that word, and then all the people, the minions out there, will just keep going around repeating the same word, right? There's no thought behind it. It's just an emotion, and it's misplaced emotion. But it's the harnessing of that energy is what we're dealing with. The cabal has used both the Democrat and Republican Party as their tool. The Democrats to be in the power position, and the Republicans to be in the, let's just say, the minority opinion, or the opinion to be defeated. All right, here Tank has arrived.
What's up, man? Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you.
So, you live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, I gotta get used to coming on like live. People don't know this. Like you and I usually laugh for 30 minutes before we talk.
Yeah.
Before we live.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. How do we get to talk? There's things to cover. There's things that we need to discuss, and then it's hard to connect afterwards because it's really late for you, and you get on other calls, and so we've got to figure out something. See, the girls didn't figure this out.
No. The girls are wonderful. They do more than anyone could ask, any team could ask.
No, I'm asking them to figure this out now too. They just can't like leave us hanging like this.
I'm sure we'll figure it out. So after Saturday's big, drop from Kim, right, from the Universal Council.
Yes.
Obviously, I was waiting with bated breath, right? So I got some pretty good information that, separately from Kim, right, was that the budget, I guess, that was all geared up to go through, right? Now, in that budget were a lot of very important pieces that we knew that Trump had factored in, including humanitarian project funding, various, programs for different agencies and departments that would really change the structure and the functionality of a lot of things in the old guard. And we do away with a lot of old things, right? Which is part of the reason why there's so much resistance, right? So that was signed off by the president at like 6 o'clock on Friday night. So, I guess 48 hours from there, business hours, would have been about like 6 o'clock on Tuesday night, last night.
Yeah.
And that's about how much time Congress would have just to begin initiating, right? But then it's Christmas as well, right? So I feel very, very hopeful and excited by that, right? Because it really, and then you have, like, I'm really looking for everything to align perfectly, right? So you had like this, I don't know, some kind of solar eclipse that lined up at 12, 13, Christmas morning. I don't know if that was this morning or if it's in a few minutes from now. I'm not sure.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a big thing, and I do think that's important for the energy of what's happening. So I did get another message. I came up this morning very early, and I was just like, Merry Christmas, Mrs. Possible. Like I do for every holiday. So she hit me back with another Ashtar Command kind of letter, right? Because my big thing is like, whenever you have these like hardcore channel letters from other people, right? It's always like they say something really profound, and there might be a reflection someplace in the earth plane, but it's it hasn't liberated humanity.
You went mute. Tank, you're mute. You're unmuted.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. It hasn't liberated.
It hasn't liberated humanity, right? So I'm always like, so you've been putting that out. I was like, please don't leave me out here, dropping one of these Ashtar Command kind of letters without making sure to come through and back it up, right? So I'm just laughing about that. But anyways, Kim did respond, and she.
Is this from Ashtar Command now?
No, it's not Ashtar Command, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry. Please, no one get confused. I'm just using that as a reference because whenever I see something from Ashtar Command, I'm always like, oh boy, what does this mean, right? Because that can be a very real galactic organization. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but every time I read it, it's always very encouraging. It's always very, very long.
But yeah, and it always feels like it's on the ethereal plane.
Right, it always just feels like it's out of reach, is my point, right?
Yeah.
It's not the bad, not that. I think that they're good people doing good things. I'm just saying, it's just to me in here, I've been very practical about all this, right? How does that apply to us here, right? And because this is where we live, right? We live in the third dimension, so, I want to make sure things are reflected here in the third dimension. So anyways, so I was kind of asking some questions that were very practical, right? Like, okay, that's great with the, the massive change. Does that reflect here, like with the currency, for example? Because currency is, the energy, or is the kind of symbol of the energy that we use here, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read this to you. We actually put this out. I think it's important.
Okay.
So this was from Kim. Well, this is what she told me. So today marks the first day of the ascension of your son in the age of the light. Fear not the coming of the times ahead. They will lead you to a greater sense of hope for the future. Be aware. The tables have turned and your governments rest firmly in your grasp as it is clear. The human oppressors have failed in their mission. Guide them wisely into the coming age of the light and restoration of planet Earth. Your enemy has lost no interference from dark forces, has rendered them unable to move against you and the other light workers in your peripheral, the team, as you call it. The alignment, so in other words, there's some mistakes here that Kim said because she said she was taking dictation. So she apologized for the mistakes, what she told me. And I think that's part of it. So anyways, so in other words, like, they can't touch us, right? They can't hurt us, and we're in control of the government. I'm just giving you my takeaways along the way. Okay, the alignment allowed for travelers, such as the man you saw who was assigned to come and try to fix the harvesting session that they planned. They know it was you and your team that stopped the harvesting of Earth by completing the forgotten mission. I have a whole bunch of theories on that I'm not going to share on air, but that whole line of statement right there. Light is abundantly present everywhere now, and no need for loosh farming to continue. They are a bit perplexed and angry as their control is no more. Much like your currency, or money as you call it, and your human oppressors' control and power that comes with it, so also do the control and power that came to them by controlling the supply of loosh and all that is possible with it. Just as your currency shall now become free, flowing and available to all, so too is loosh throughout the universe, and the controller's reign shall also end, same with your oppressors. The Creator gives its love and light freely to all. It is and was absurd for those who wish to control it. This was the role of the destroyer. Create the problem and be the solution, as you say. I'm sure you can fill in the rest of what happened from there. No need for us to explain. Just as your human oppressors are feeling lost and confused, so too are the oppressors of the universe, multiverse, and for the matter, throughout all of creation. Become all that has been and all that will be. Grow in love and peace, not war and oppression. We love you. We go in peace and love the Creator. And then Kim was like, Merry Christmas, big exclamation point. She's obviously very happy. And that was it. And she said, sorry for the errors, just taking dictation fast and furious.
Well,
so I was like,
Merry Christmas, Kim.
That's a pretty good response.
Oh, I was muted. I muted myself. So, Merry Christmas, Kim. Thank you very much.
I mean, there's a lot to that, there's a lot going on there. I think there is something, symbolically in part to some of the moves that we've been making, and I think it's important. I think the government, them not being able to take action against us, I think is very important. Against, what they call the peripheral team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very, very important, right? Because our team is all over the world, right?
Right.
And I think that's very important, and then however that applies to whoever else, right? All the peripheral light workers around the world. And I think that's very accurate. I think it's, because I've seen things that I would, in the past, would have seen almost immediate consequences for, that they're not going that way. As a matter of fact, it does seem already that all these pieces are falling into place our way. And that's very exciting. And then, I told you I was drawing this guy in meditation the other day. I think I showed a picture of it.
Right.
And in this letter it said, the man you saw, who was here to restore their plan, right? To fix the harvest. I was like, wait a minute, is that this guy? So I just took very careful notice of everything that was said as well. So I think, matter of fact, I know that we are through this. And I got several calls from different individuals who didn't even know any of this stuff was happening, or they were giving me readings and things, which were very clear to me. Like, basically, now is the time. There is no more tomorrow game. This was the message I got from several different individuals. And I'm very excited about that, because it's high time that we are able to guide the government, right? Because they don't know.
Right.
And that's the government. I mean, because the government is a broad term, right? Because it says the governments of the world. That doesn't just mean, the governments. We're all governed by something within us, right? So, if you have some direction to give, like that's very helpful, right? It's part of the maturing process, part of whatever us ascending or just developing, right? So, I think that's kind of part of what we've been doing, giving some direction.
Yes.
Based on our experience, stuff like that. So.
It does. It does sound like we've crossed that threshold. I'm happy. So we don't have to do daily. No, we have to do our daily stuff.
You know how it goes. We are daily until I know we are moving money. Right? When we adjust the schedule, when something's changed.
Okay, that's the clue.
Yeah, that's good. Now I will say this too. I want to give a big shout out to the troll Kramer, who came on our YouTube page, was made threats on me and my family and things of that nature. Kramer, listen. One, he said, you are being watched. Thank goodness, Kramer, because I am putting on a clinic in leadership, in ethics, in how to conduct yourself when things are awful and how to conduct yourselves when things are wonderful. So Kramer, please, all of those people who are watching, I would expect them to do so. You think I do a live broadcast on YouTube every night of the week, trying to keep this a secret? You think I'm afraid of anything that you had to say or do? Do you honestly think I would do all this if I didn't already know my family was safe, you douchebag loser? Ugh. So anyways. I'm underwhelmed by these people that think they're going to intimidate or scare me. I'm like, are you kidding? Really?
Well, I think at this point it's appropriate time for me to give you your birthday present from Lisa.
From Lisa?
Yeah, from Lisa. Yeah, she wanted to make sure to give you a birthday present. That was not where I was going. I tried to share my screen and went to the wrong place. Let me try this again. Share this again. Alright. There you go. There we go.
Oh wait, I'm back. All right.
All right, there you go.
What is this thing?
You can't see?
It's a tank. I saw the tank.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's your your Christmas present from Lisa.
Oh, that's perfect.
So now you can use it in regarding the trolls that are coming out.
Well, that is the rule. Get in the way of a moving tank, you get run over. So.
All right.
So, I just got an intel call that's kind of could be important, but I'm not going to share it until I know. So, on a separate level. But I will say it does appear very actively everywhere that there's so much great stuff going on for humanity. And I really think it's high time people take note of the righteous path, so to speak, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not complicated. You don't got to be perfect, right?
Yes.
Just some basics we can all get behind, right? Let's just stop trying to, kill off and genocide everybody. Should be a very, very interesting upcoming period of time. And we're in the ascension, man. Or ascension, whatever you want to call it. Like we're in the upswing right now. So we're over the hump, or I don't know. This should be the fun part. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Well, I think it is. I've been having fun all along.
Me too. And I gotta be honest. I like a good fight. I'm not like a lot of people would get worried about me. Like, you don't gotta stress out. I'm like, I'm not stressed. Like, I love this.
Yeah. Well, it's just like Trump. Trump is getting younger, as president, right? He's looking
Yeah.
better and better, younger, stronger and stronger. And you see all these other presidents go through, especially like Obama. He like aged the first day, right? By the time he was done, he looked like 30 years older.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little rough. I don't know. I just don't know what's real with all those people anymore. You know.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like what they show in all the movies or that, right? That when the witches are casting spells and doing all these malicious and evil things, they get uglier, they get older, right? So if you do the opposite, you do the good things, free humanity. Wow, you get younger.
Absolutely.
Proof is right in front of us.
Right. I think about this all the time. I see, I see people, who I graduated with. They just sometimes they're, looking like a train wreck. My Jamaican friend says, looking like who did it and ran. like somebody shows up and messes you all up and then runs away.
Oh! I said who did it and then ran.
Who did it? Who did it and ran?
Yeah.
my favorite saying to you. Oh yeah. But hey, man,
well,
I think we're getting stronger and healthier.
Well, that's these are the steps that they took, right? One step in front of the other, and soon they're walking down the wrong path. Right, and it takes a lot to stop when you're going down the wrong path, turn around, and go back and take the right path.
Yeah, because you can't bridge the gap. You got to go back to where everything went a different way, right?
Right.
So, and it should be very interesting to see what plays out on the law side. Because just hearing that the government needs direction and think about it. There's just ethical practice, right? And no one there's the governments of the people, right? Or where there is just natural laws, ancient laws. These things apply to everyone in every country all the time. And then you have these corporate bylaws basically that have been, kind of supplanted, which have usurped the authority of the real governing bodies. So everybody's compromised, or not everybody. All of us. I guess all of us have been compromised on some level, right? We've all contributed to support this,
knowingly
UCC.
or not unknowingly.
Right. That's what I mean. Right. All of us in some way, shape, or form. We bought products that were not good, or we've, worked at companies.
You've gone to the grocery store.
Yeah, right, exactly. You are breathing the air, right? You're contributing.
Yeah. So, this is something. It's why the system is so. How do you change this system, right? When it's designed to do something completely the opposite to human nature and for the good of humanity, right? It's actually designed to suck us dry, like a battery. And discard us.
Very true.
So
I think the number one way, I think what we've done as a collective, right, is you've never had so many people with so much reach as you have now that are willing to speak up and point out things that are just an atrocity. Right, where in times past, everyone would have put their head down and been like, "Well, that's just the way it is," right?
Yeah.
And that would have taken place. But now, because of these different platforms that are available, which, if used the right way, would really just be so powerful, right? Just powerful ways to create communities of like-minded people, and for the most part, people would just gather together and share, what they're doing. And really just gather together because of not just values. There's certain values we should just all have in common, but just based on things they like to do and like to be about, right? That should be normal, right? That's what's great or should be great about social media. But because they use it as a harvesting program.
Right? You know what? I just noticed that they're doing another form of shadow banning now. I've been picking up on this. right now I just have it on the background, which is part of their plan. I'm unwilling participant in it, right? Because it just autoplay. Of course, I could turn off autoplay, but then I'm not getting anything coming over YouTube. But then what's happening now is not only the shaping that they're just feeding me Fox, right? And all these different, and these are all knockoff Foxes, right? This is like people that are taking things, and like rebroadcasting Fox is what they're doing, right? And
Right.
but this is the new thing that I'm catching. Someone is just going around and talking about a subject, right? And it's really starting to get into the meat of the subject, and it cuts, and it just jumps to another part, and it's like
Yeah, you can't even find it, right?
yeah, you can't find that what they were saying. And then I did this. I actually went and looked yesterday for the same clip from another source, right? And it's
Right.
cut at the same spot,
Interesting.
right? So they're literally removing words from mid-sentence. Just even a single word, they're removing. And it just flows right. And it's almost like, did that make quite sense what was just said? It's not like it wasn't quite clear. So you just kind of let it go. But I've been noticing this for a while. And so this shadow banning now is more about banning individual words, sentences, and phrases that they don't want to have resonate out there.
Right.
It's another
That's very true.
another form of manipulation. Really, really disgusting.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. I agree with that. Something else that I noticed, like, I'll be watching something on, YouTube that I, just like as a kind of a tool to study, right? And all of a sudden, it's like something touches my screen, right? And it jumps to the next clip, like the next program. And then I'll just press back, right? Which should take me right back to the same thing I was watching, and it doesn't. It takes me somewhere else. I also watch on Twitter, like I'll go in and I'll see something like, whoa, that's important, and I go to like retweet it, and it'll disappear.
Oh, and
And I can't find it
I mentioned yesterday that something I was watching, I went back to look for it because I wanted to send it to you, and it's gone from my history. Right? And what's the purpose of having history if you can't rely on it?
Well, right, and I've been watching Diamond Silk, and they've been monitoring this, right? And I want to support them actually on this because I've watched it happen myself, where I'll go to retweet something, and when I go to retweet it, there'll be like 94 tweets or something, and then all of a sudden when I retweet it, you'll see it's like 785. So why didn't you show me that? Because just because there's that many, people are more inclined to say, oh, this is trending,
Right.
right? But they're covering that up. Right?
Right.
They're covering up the real numbers, but I think that when you retweet it, it shows for a second, right?
Yeah, I think that there's definitely they're doing things based upon individual viewing also. So they're preventing you from seeing certain things that they'll let other people see. So they have a cloak around you.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Sure.
They're preventing
Yeah,
you from getting certain information. And then they're labeling those people, conservatives, whatever they want to say. Boom, Trump supporter, right? Boom, and then around you they put this force field, right, that prevents this information from getting into you, so that you can't react to it. That's what they're doing, and so this should be the punishment for this against the people that are perpetrating this on humanity should be as high as treason. It really is, because it is actually affecting the body politic. It is about against the country. Because we can't decide for ourselves what's going on from the information that we're relying on. And we paid for this, right? YouTube and the rest of these social media giants were all created by the money coming from the American government.
Yes, absolutely. That's a good point.
They want to pretend they're private corporations, but they did that on purpose so that we can't challenge them through the government. right? That's why they did it. They didn't want to have the scrutiny. And obviously, no one, when it was called LifeLog, Facebook was called LifeLog, under the Army, right? Who wants to go to report the Army? This is what I'm doing today, sir. I'm going to post it here every 5 minutes. I'm going to post my activities. Nobody wants to do that for the Army, right?
Right.
But why would? But for our social group, and we got our kudos, we get our thumbs up, and we get our little dopamine hit from people. Hey, people liked it. Yay! People like me. I got faux friends out there.
Right. Yeah, you make a lot of little mini celebrities,
Yeah.
and then you make ways to monetize it, it's all things like that, and then everyone's kind of, strung out on that. But I really think, I'm very clear on this. We are going into a time where what will matter is the spirit of the law, not the letter, and all of the added nonsense will dissipate very quickly as we grow in numbers and in strength, and we educate people on what their actual rights are. I remember this when I was a kid, always hearing you know your rights, right? I remember hearing that. I don't know if it was put out through the schools or through through some kind of the way you used to promote after school specials or something. I don't know, but I remember hearing that all the time. And now it was the first time in my life where I realized how important that is, right? Is what you have happening is people don't know their rights, right? And in this, it puts you in a very dangerous situation if you don't know your rights, because you don't know where you stand. You don't know what you can claim, and dismantling or discrediting the current court system. I mean, most people wouldn't even dare to think about challenging the court system.
Right.
It would just never come up.
Yeah.
They'd be too afraid because how could you? You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to make a judge mad or a cop mad or a mayor mad. I'm like, somebody put this into context for me a while back. Dr. Rima, actually, we were talking about creating these little certificates that you send with your kids to school, and it's basically an affidavit saying, do not vaccinate my child on any reason, for any reason, right? And if you do, you will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And I was like, I don't want to make my kid a target. And she said to me, she goes, they're already a target.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, that's a great point. That's the thing that I think a lot of us don't realize is, no, you've been targeted, right? And as a target, if you keep your head down, for the most part, you might survive a little longer, right? But you're still suppressed in a foxhole where you can't see anything.
Yeah,
right?
as soon as they breach the foxhole, they come over the barricades and they hold you down and vaccinate you.
Right. So
you might have been just last to get vaccinated, but still you have the effect.
Right. So yeah. I don't know. The whole process to me right now is very, very exciting. Very, I'm so confident that we're in the upswing of where we are taking back what is rightfully ours. Taking back our ability to live, prosperously, and to live a healthy, long, life where we're allowed and able to explore all the possibilities that this world has to offer. And so, things are good. Things are good.
I just came up with an idea. I'll have to talk with you about it off the air.
Okay.
Just a tactic, something that would, I think, work out pretty well. Actually, it could be a moneymaker.
Yeah. That's always good.
Yeah, so all in line with what we're talking about. But anyway, let's talk. Give me a call after we're done today.
Yeah.
So what else should we go over then?
It's Christmas Day. I don't really know if anything significant has really happened today.
Yeah, I've just been catching up. Steve Bannon's been going off on. he's got all these interviews going on, so it's good to listen to him. He's out there pushing. I'm getting more information on what he's done in the background on analytics and things about different things that the government was doing, the power structures, right? The elite power structures, actual real hard analysis of who these people are, where their money has gone, who is controlling them. They've done studies, right? Literally commissioned studies to create this body of work and then put it into books. I didn't even know that. So that's why they're so organized that you might say. And of course, he was part of Breitbart, right? And that was also kind of coming up with that. But so he's been part of this. He was I don't know if you know much about Steve Bannon, but he's definitely a very deep thinker, and I think is very clear about the things that are going on. And he's I'm glad that he's on Trump's side, to put it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's he's definitely mainstreamed alternative media in a way that people have to pay attention because he's one of Trump's guys.
Well, you know what he's doing? He's doing a daily broadcast to counter the impeachment. Where do you get that idea from? It's a very good idea.
I wish these guys would bring us on sometime. Can we get in there?
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. I wonder what our numbers would be as they're so. Let's see, the subscription numbers are flat. Up two, down one, up two, down one, up two, down one.
Well, I was thrilled when we broke 5,000. I'm like, hey, all right, we're finally there.
Yeah.
I mean, not there, but at least we broke a plane.
Yeah, definitely. Another plane is a 10,000 mark. You get kudos when you get that on YouTube. Next is 100,000 mark, and then 1,000. At 100,000, you can literally then have a paid member base. So you can do a paid channel.
Oh, really?
You can do a paid channel at 100,000.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think people should have to pay for information that they should know. So I'm very confident that the Universal Council did say that where money should flow freely. So I expect that we'll be able to report on that and make that manifest.
My hands are out and waiting.
Yes, indeed.
I'll accept all that's going to flow into them, and I will move them where they need to go.
Yep, me too. So,
all right. Well, let's
I think it's going to start now.
Yeah. Well, let's try and keep this a bit short. I'd like to, make some calls to some people for Merry Christmas still while it's relatively, still before midnight on the east on the West Coast. It's hard for me to also keep track on when I'm supposed to do holiday calls and stuff. Since I'm always 16 hours ahead, do I call on my day or their day?
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, today's a good day to call.
It is.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas, everybody, and should have good news coming up tomorrow. All right. Stay tuned. Talk to you later.
Catch you tomorrow, Tank. Enjoy your Christmas present. All right, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'll make a little bit of an announcement. We've had about 211 people that registered for the new KringleGold.com website. Thank you very much. Please subscribe on the blog as well, and we're trying to get that in sync. So the first blog was put out, and people were replying in the Telegram group, and we're moving forward. and we'll be doing testing of the referral program in that next week, so we could do, you know, get the coins into people's hands or wallets, as the case may be. Maybe, within next week or the following week. All right, we'll talk with you tomorrow. Have a good one. Merry Christmas.